Alright, so this is Endless Space, the intro screen here. I love this game. It's kind of like a Risk meets Civilization and Star Wars all in one. So right from the beginning here, you're designing a game, single player, multiplayer, etc. You can have up to 8 players, or anything in between. So you can have 4 real players, 4 AI, or whatever. So just to show you how big this game is and what it is, you know, you got the different types of galaxies, different size, so I'll put it on huge, age doesn't really matter. The AI in this game is fantastic. Even on normal, you're going to find a challenging AI. If you put it on endless, they are really, really, really good, and it makes the game challenging and fun. You got tons of customization options here, you know, exploration events, pirates that pop up, and just extra hits that just, you know, add a little bit more into the randomness that already is random in this game. So you got 8 computers I'm going to add in here. You can pick their faction. One of the greatest things in this game is the factions. So you get, you know, the basics, the generic ones. You got the exploration of them, or explanation of them. You got the types of their playstyles, and here are their traits and all this. So there's all these basics, and then you can design your own. So you can actually add a new one and go right from scratch. So you can make custom factions. So all of them have their own special affinities. So they add certain things. So like Empire adds industry bonus, Cravers add, you know, colonize, whatever. Amoebas show the whole map, etc., etc. So you got, you know, the basic affinities and whatnot. So as for traits, it shows you the basics. Because I picked Amoeba, it'll give me the Amoeba traits here. So I just clear these out and start from scratch. There is a ton of things. So as you can see, you can go up to 65 points. So this thing, if I add this in, dust load, so I +3 dust generated, which is the economy system, per planet. Okay, great. I can add that in. It takes 4 of my total points, and I can only get 1 of these anomalies. Sciences, you can add as much as you want. Plus 10% on system. Okay, I can get 3 levels of it, and you know, cost increases as I go, and you'll see the point increase. Etc. You know, revenge, you got all different fleet sizes, types of fleets, more space on them, you know, salvaging abilities, you got the different defenses for on planet and in there, and you got the heroes, diplomacy, space battles, building, population, economy, technology, etc., etc., etc. Nice thing here is you got a lot of customization. As you can see, there's the negatives, so I can actually add bad things in to decrease my point score, so you can really strength and weakness the type of player you want to make yourself. So a lot of customization, as you can see. You can really go nuts with stuff. So this kind of makes you know, every race individual, so you can really play it the way you like to play it. So I'm just gonna go to my default one here, accept it, you know, I'll add in 8 computers and start game. Quick little loading screen, and I chose the Amoeba just so you can see the whole map. Normally you can't see past your system and what you've got explored, so keep that in mind when I zoom in here. Alright, so this would be the start of a brand new game. I got my fleet. You know, you start with a breeder ship, and you also start with an explorer, so these are for colonizing new areas. It's just a little rundown of just how big this is. Alright, so this is my system, and it's got 3 planets in it, so I can actually build things on each planet, kind of specialize them: food, industry, money, science, and there's a lot more options as you get upgraded. And then you've got system upgrades, so there's things that affect your whole system. Here's the total with all the planets and the systems. So this is what this system does for me, and it's just a 3-planet basic system. So to put this game in perspective, you know, some got 2, some got 4, they go up to about 6 planets, all different types. So just because I chose that trait, I'll show you this map. Just to put in perspective just how big this game is. Now, I could have customized it so, you know, there's more planets per system is guaranteed, but that makes finding a good one, like this one, more ideal. You know, it's got 3 really good planets. You know, they're jungles, and just to show you the difference here, there is different types of planets that do different types of things. So these are the anomalies I was talking about. They add little boosts. Not all of them are always good, but this is a good system. There is, what, 4, 5, 6 different types of planets, 7 different types of planets. You've got the shittier to the better. You've got, you know, you've got Arids, which aren't too bad. You've got just huge gas planets, which don't really do you much good. You've got Arctics, Barrens, lava, ocean, jungle, tundra. They're all different ranks. They're all better at different things, obviously, but obviously you want a jungle or something over having a gas helium. Just better population. And it shows you the differences right here. I mean, you can show a planet. This is a gas methane. Here's what it gives you, as opposed to an Arctic. Here's what it gives you. You can see people don't like living on a gas planet. Arid, little more industry, blah 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 blah. So there is tons of different types of planets, and later on you can actually start terraforming planets once you get the research going. So they've got heroes in this game, so you can kind of pick a hero here and there. You get a couple more recruited here and there, so you can make like fleet commanders. You got different guys that are administrative, so they grow your systems a little bit faster, so that makes it interesting. They have a full diplomacy, which I'll show you in a minute. And then you've got the basic system control and a science tech tree. So here's the science tech tree. So there is tons of sciences that do all different types of things. This will let you settle arids, you know, better engine, Arctics, different kinds of ships you can unlock. And this whole bottom area is more of exploration and expansion. So you'll see the different ships, couple, you know, it takes away disapproval for expanding too fast, that kind of stuff. Speeds the ships. This one's more diplomacy based, you know, it's keeping your guys happy, making trade routes and groups and stuff like that, making alliances, stuff like that. This one up top is purely military, as you can see. You got the three main types of offense, which is the lasers, you got the kinetics, which is gun based, and you've got missiles. You can also make bombers, fighters that'll go in and harass, but there's the three main types of troops, so then there's the three main types of defense, and you got the anti-missiles, anti-laser. So when you're designing ships, you have a lot of customization options. And then there's the more industry-based stuff, so all of them are pretty much equally important, but how you go about getting them and in what order makes a huge difference, because as you can see, they start getting to be a long-timed upgrade. As you get more science per turn, they're not 536 turns, but they do take some time that you'll see where people start specializing and why they specialize in that area. So I'm just going to load an old game, so just this gave you an idea. Let me just open up a new game. So here's a little more developed game. It's 134 turns in. They do go by fast. This is just me playing its computers, so it flicked through really fast. And there was a lot of standoffs and whatnot. But as you can see, you get expanded, different types of planets. I've already started terraforming, so you'll see I've some of my systems are a little bit better than others. One thing to keep in mind, there's tons of different resources and stuff per planet, so there's every planet, even if it looks bad, can be beneficial. You'll find resources as you unlock them on these planets, and then as you get, you know, let's say I have 6 of the red songs, I get the full monopoly bonus. So, you know, this is what it does per planet where I found it, and then if I have 4 of them total throughout the whole, my whole control, I get the plus 20% generation on the whole empire. So there's tons of resources, different types of stuff, strategic, you know, luxury based. This map lets you see all your systems, happiness level, which is something you want to control. Those are those heroes I was talking about, using them as administrative, they make them a lot better. One great thing about this game too is these ships. You can design and make any ships pretty much. So I've got all of them unlocked, you know, right from the beginning, exploration, little baby ones to medium ships to a little bit bigger, and then the Goliaths. So you can kind of customize any way you want. You can add a certain amount of kinetics, certain amount of just deflection, beams, and it's based on the tonnage on the size of the ship. So you can unlock more tonnage and whatnot, but again, you can kind of specialize ships or keep them very balanced depending how you want to do it. Tons of different options here, repairs, modules, stuff like that, different powers, invasions for when you're actually taking over a planet. You don't just control the space you own, you have to actually invade the planet, so you do need troops to drop down and invade, so you can't just do pure missile ships, go in, dominate the fleet, and not have any invasion. You still don't own the planet, although you can blockade it and screws the other player over, so however you want to play. So you can make all kinds of customized ships here, so it's always a good time. Keeps it really interesting. So going back to that diplomacy, as you can see, everyone's got their own little things. I'm at war with these guys, allied with these, cold wars with these guys. Tons of options in the diplomacy. You can, especially once you start unlocking, you can start trading dust, giving each other sciences, trading systems and resources, making deals, breaking deals, and it just affects their general attitude towards you. This works with players too, but obviously it doesn't show a level of how much the player hates you or likes you when you're playing against players. And space control is important. So this kind of gets more into the military. So it's huge. He's got a couple fleets here. I've got a fleet here. I'm just gonna show you a quick little battle here. Choose who to fight. Doesn't really matter. You can actually auto the battles and just pick your cards. So the way the battles work, you don't actually control the units, but there's 3 phases, and you can play a card, and they go up against other cards. So I can go put my guys on defense, and it counters if they pick offense. But then there's counters to defense, there's counters to everything. So it's really luck of the draw. It adds a little randomness to it. Obviously, if you overwhelm someone completely, it's not just going to be an instant loss because you picked the wrong card, but it does add a little bit of randomness, especially if it's a close match. So you can manual it. So I'll show you the match here. So here's the start of a fight. The two that I was showing. You got a little bit of camera options here. You can kind of zoom in, you can let it follow, you can actually watch the fight. So mine versus his. This goes to picking cards, so you got to do it in the 3 phases. You got to do it before the phase starts, you can't switch in between, so I'll just leave my guys on offense, offense, offense. So you get to watch the little fights, and you'll see what they picked as the cards, how you played against it. Both checks, so neither of us countered each other, which isn't a bad thing, but not the best thing. And you got full camera control, which always makes it fun. So you can see the missiles, you can see the lasers, the kinetics, and then I believe I have little bombers and fighters flying around. So the fighters will fight the other fighters, and the bombers will go in really close and start dropping bombs on them. So makes it interesting. So as you can see, I don't really have real control over what's going on in the fights. You'll just my guys going against theirs. Kind of keeps tabs at the bottom here. And you can see one of them is blown up already, and we're just exchanging fire. So hopefully we kill each other within those 3 phases. If we don't, then he takes his losses, or I take my losses, and lick our wounds and fight again. So adds a lot of fun to the combat. So yeah, that's Endless Space. You know, a lot of fun game. Different stuff goes on, and depending how you want to play. I mean, right at the beginning, I expanded hard. That's just how I wanted to play, but I was struggling really hard to hold my own against these guys. These guys tried to rush me, but in the end, I managed to push them back, and because they were hoping to rush and expand and take my stuff early, they're kind of getting screwed. These guys played it safe and just took their area and held it. There's all kinds of different playstyles, as you can see. Lots of randomness too. When you're first discovering planets, there's different events like, oh, you get this much science boost, or you get this much gold, or this hero instantly increases just for discovering planets, and different anomalies on different planets you'll see. Like this is a special anomaly you can unlock. Then goes to the different things like you can actually terraform, or you can you can actually check their moons and stuff to see if their moons got anything bonus on them. All different kinds of things, different kinds of system researches as you go. It's a great game all around, and it's a really balanced, good game with any playstyle. So that's Endless Space.